Hi friends, welcome to Comics Odyssey. Before we start, please comment and subscribe, like, all that stuff. We're doing a video about hand lettering, and if you are on Substack, go to the article below this video after you're done watching it, and vote in the poll at the bottom, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. If you're not on Substack and you're on YouTube, the link to the Substack article is in the description, and if you can't participate in the poll, it's okay. Just leave a comment below about your opinion. But first, let's talk about hand lettering. My whole obsession with hand lettering started when I changed my mind about doing pre-made font digital lettering on Spirit Girl #2, which is all completely drawn and inked. The reason I changed my mind is because I read Batman Year 1 Artist Edition, and I found that so immersive. And the reason it was immersive is because every detail on the page you could tell was very carefully worked, and a lot of love and care went into every detail, even including the lettering, which has its own personality and works cohesively with the whole. So it really made me think about how with Comics Odyssey, it really is a labor of love, and I don't have any deadlines, so I may as well explore hand lettering more deeply and see how much extra care I can put into this part of my craft. So the trick really was to look at Todd Klein lettered comics, Todd Klein being one of the masters of comic book lettering, and just emulate his work and draw letter forms over and over again like you see here. And I put my music on and I zoned right out and learned a lot, and I found it quite fascinating. I was obsessed for several days with this lettering stuff. Now, what I ended up having at the end of this hand lettering journey, if you want to call it that, was a font. Like as I went along, I was kind of getting a feel for how the letter forms were working, and I kind of made my own font, my own style, and I digitized it, and that font can now be used in my computer and software to do digital lettering in an approximation of the personality of my hand lettering. But where I need your help is I'm not sure if it's adequate, if it's enough. I'm not sure if the personality's been ripped out through the digitization process. So I've posted some examples on the Substack article, and you can take a look and tell me which one you like best, because you are going to be the one reading these comics, and you're going to be the one looking at this text a long time. So you should get a say into what you think is best. So go finish the video. There's going to be some talk about sound effects and all that interesting stuff, and then go check out the article and tell me your thoughts about all that. All right, just to close off this video, we also have to look at word balloons and caption boxes. Word balloons are for dialogue, what the character speaks. And a caption box, it depends. It could be the narrator, or it could be a character's thoughts, or it could be dialogue, but that's occurring in a different location. And then, of course, there's the thought balloon. There's one right here, which is a different kind of, more like fluffy bubble. But now I have to decide how I'll be drawing all the bubbles and captions around my text. So here's one technique. So the technique here is to do them all on separate sheets of paper and then do all square, and it gets cut out and placed on the artboard. He made all rectangles because rectangles are easier to cut around than circles and ovals. And if we look at Todd Klein's Compendium of Knowledge, we see the different kinds of bubbles. So there are sharp bubbles like this to express conflict or action, bubbles made of dotted lines for whispering, and all sorts of different kinds of bubbles. Now we gotta think about sound effects. Now I'm a fan of drawing the sound effects instead of using digital sound effects because they look more integrated. This is Frank Miller is a great artist, but I do not like these sound effects. Frank Miller's done some great sound effects, and I'll be able to find one. This is a great sound effect, right? The vibration of the sound is cutting through the effect, like here. Yeah, that's a good idea. This is a lettering technique again. Here's an interesting way of doing sound effects that I found in this old Justice Society of America book. Justice League of America, rather. Right. See? So this guy punches this other guy. The sound effect is pow. And Catman actually goes flying through the effect. And Solomon Grundy, same thing. Sock. But his fist is going through the effect. And when Batman falls down onto this guy, Sandman, it goes thud, and the sound effects getting crushed by them. So there's a lot of ways to think about these effects, right? They're not just afterthoughts, so lots to think about, lots to consider about typography. It's not just an afterthought, it's actually part of the artwork.